Okay, good morning, all of you.
Good morning, ma'am.
So, just good morning.
Good morning.
Fine. So, today we are going to start a fresh batch. So, the first class. Before starting with the topic of teaching aptitude, very important part is we need to go for at least a brief analysis of what has come in the exam, this recent exam 2020. Okay, so I had taken like I have shown you a picture, a glimpse of the different types of questions that have come, and accordingly we have to study, we have to prepare for 2021. Okay, so first exam happened on the date 24th September 2020, shift 1. The subjects, there were 12 subjects: adult education, comparative study of religions, culture, Kannada, Persian, Sanskrit, tribal and regional language, Arab culture, defense and strategic studies, linguistics, mass communication, Tamil. Okay, so 12 subjects or 12 papers had were conducted on 24th September 2020, the first date of where this UGC NET exam was conducted. And maximum questions actually came from Pramanas. This time, UGC NET actually played maximum, it put maximum questions from Pramanas and Indian logic from logical reasoning, because those two were recently added in the NET syllabus. Okay, in 2018, these two were added actually. Now see, if I went like I had gone for a analysis of 24th September 2020 shift 1. So what was the difficulty level of the questions, and how many questions were asked? Okay. Now this 10 to 12 means, suppose for example adult education there were 10 questions. Sanskrit had 12 questions from teaching aptitude. So it varied. So overall, if we see teaching aptitude moderate, research aptitude tricky, but it was concept based. Comprehension was tough. Logical reasoning was difficult. In depth, because I'm saying about Pramanas and Indian logic, they were going in depth into that. Data interpretation easy, purely based on percentage. Mathematical reasoning like your series, your averages, so moderate to tough. Communication moderate. People development and environment, it was easy. Information technology again moderate. Higher education difficult. Now see, if I further went for a deep analysis upon what topics actually came, from which topics those questions came. Like from teaching aptitude, these are the topics that they touched in 24 September. Okay, teaching process, effective of teaching, principles of teaching, evaluation, learner centered and teaching centered. Similarly, for research aptitude, post positivism, qualitative quantitative steps, research sequence, analytical research. For comprehension, it is passage based. For logical reasoning, see, questions came from Venn diagram, Anumana, and invariable relations. Data interpretation, question was based on percentage. In mathematical reasoning, the questions are based on number and letter series, average, ratio, proportion. From communication, they had given models, barriers, types. From people development and environment, questions were asked from MDG and SDGs, Millennium Development Goals and Sustainable Development Goals. Carbon dioxide emissions, country-wise rank actually they had asked here. So it's basically a current affair, you can say. Natural hazard, they asked something about from natural hazard. Renewable energy target. Okay. So again, this is a current affair. From IT, they asked something about abbreviations, some about Digital India initiatives, and some part from e-governance. In higher education, the questions were asked from about open university, higher education and technical education hierarchy, new education policy, both new and old, and some commissions. When we will be reading this higher education chapter and commissions, there are around 20 to 25 commissions. So questions came from those commissions also. Now again shift to 8 papers were conducted. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you how it was done. Teaching aptitude again difficult, moderate, logical reasoning difficult. Okay, so what I was actually trying to find, I was trying to go for a similar I went through all the days of analysis. What was the end result? We got that logical reasoning, it had went for a in-depth analysis this time. Maximum questions where the students faced were from logical reasoning, followed by the current affairs from this people development and environment and higher education. So the students actually failed difficulty in these 3 units this time. Surprisingly, maximum questions were not asked from the quantitative aptitude part this time, like ages, work, time and distance, work, okay, and ratio proportion, simple interest. So this type of questions were not asked as it was done in the previous years. It is not asked this time. This time they totally played from all the sessions, all the days. If you go for a depth analysis, you will find logical reasoning, people development and environment, and higher education. All the 3 are actually difficult, the questions. So this was the topics that were touched in this shift 2. Okay, 24th September shift 2. See, logical reasoning, they asked from moods and figures and pramana. Comprehension, the passage was made based on commerce. Again, here the surprising factors, people development environment, current affairs came here, and they asked about recent changes in MHRD. Okay, so see, next on 25th September, these were the topics, these were the papers that were covered. Okay, difficulty level here, logical reasoning was a bit easy. People development environment was moderate. Again, difficulty level is there. Higher education is also moderate. Now see, if we look for logical reasoning part, fallacies came here, Anumana came here, Indian logic came here, Hetubhasha came here, Hetubhash, and square of opposition. So these are the toughest parts. Students actually face problems here this time. I went for a feedback from many students, and they all, maximum students said, ma'am, that there are problems, difficulties in logical reasoning, and your higher education, see, higher education, okay, and people development and environment. See, here also you are facing with current affairs. Here UNESCO heritage site, RUSA, these two are not mentioned in the syllabus, but again it came. Enrollment of age group in higher education. Okay. Next, 29th September. These are the papers that were conducted that day, and both the shifts. Okay, in both the shifts. So this is a comprehensive picture of both the shifts. See, logical reasoning moderate. Okay, people development environment, entire current affairs, higher education is tough. Okay, now see. Similarly, for 30th, logical reasoning bit easy, people development and environment moderate, higher education moderate. So it is not easy, and there are many. I have went for all the days till the last. Everyone, if in each of the day we found that logical reasoning questions had come from in-depth analysis. Even I had some videos, or there are some videos which are uploaded in the website, in the YouTube part. You can see when I was discussing this paper 1 solution of management paper 1 set, you will find that I had even have shared the links from where those answers have the UGC, from where those questions the UGC have collected. So there also you can see how in depth it has gone. So this time, this batch entirely, it will be targeted for in-depth study, basic, concrete, fundamental, clear, as well as we'll go for an in-depth analysis of the different topics related to the syllabus. So in-depth analysis has to be done. Okay. Now there are many students who have said The direct questions have also come from whatever has been taught. This is a feedback which has been taken from many students, and many students from YouTube videos, they also saw and said that madam, maximum questions have come from whatever has been taught. Next, maximum emphasis will be given on each topic, followed by MCQs. Now here in Get2Net, what we do after teaching the topic, I will be solving some MCQs, and soon after that, the same day, the students will find out some topics and it would be shared among each others. Now, if at all we are lucky enough to, not lucky, we have to get this JRF score. The validity of the JRF is 3 years. Okay. For example, a student has already joined MPhil and PhD, and he got a JRF letter. So commencement of fellowship shall be from the date of declaration of net result or date of their joining, whichever is later. Suppose PhD, I am in the 3rd year and I got JRF now. I am still eligible to get a scholarship for 1 year, because JRF will pay you for 1 year, for 4 years. Okay. Now, after clearing UGC NET exam, there are many positions, options like assistant professor, associate professor, you can be author, you can be center manager. The science students, they can go for DBT project based post, project fellow, lecturer, they can go for lecturers, librarians. Good librarians also are like, you have to crack UGC NET exam. Apart from that, there are various jobs in public sectors in various PSUs like Coal India, Indian Oil. They are directly taking UGC JRF students. There is no written for them. The interview, the recruitment advertisement comes, you have to apply, you will go for an interview, and if you're shortlisted, you are then will be a part, you will be recruited as a management trainee in those organizations. And those are public sector undertakings. Okay. There are 9 companies, 9 corporations which go for this thing. Understood or not? So basically, from this, you got to know that there are 10 units. Okay. In UGC NET, there are 10 units: teaching aptitude, research aptitude, comprehension, logical reasoning, data interpretation, mathematical reasoning, communication, people development and environment, information technology, and higher education. Any doubts, students? Any doubts in this part?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. Okay, Shraddhanjali, good. That is good.